Happy Showcase Sunday, everybody. It's hashtag Showcase Sunday, and today is a little different Showcase Sunday, but it's very important. It's actually introducing you to one of my most important team members, my first employee, Jay Hunter. And Jay Hunter is with me today, and I want him to introduce himself, what he does, where he comes from, and why does he do it. Over to you, Jay.
Well, I'm Jay Hunter. I've recently joined AJ Lakes. I am from the Lakes in Cumbria, and I've started as a new employee to help Alison bring in a new digital approach and move into more modern and newer techniques in most of the social media, but any sort of marketing approach and anywhere else that I can support her.
Yeah, because when we actually went through our interview together, it was very interesting. So Jay is a Kickstarter and he has come through that channel, but I'm so excited and I'm so very pleased because when we had the interview, I could see massive opportunities moving forward. But I want you to say your USP as a university graduate, and you're coming to an industry that is slightly different to what you're used to in all reality. However, my goodness, it's like perfect, isn't it? So go on.
It's going great. So my background is computer science, mostly games development, but most of it is about pleasing your audience, etc. Anyway, so some of these skills are applicable. And it's also very business focused what I do. We're always thinking about end results, project planning, getting things structured. A business is no real different to a project. You've got to organize everything, structure everyone, communicate with everyone, think about your end user, think about all of your employees and how you manage things. I've learned a lot of sort of technical skills, and that's what I'm hoping to bring into the company moving forward.
Yeah, and that's so relevant in the hospitality industry at the moment. I mean, I see so many business owners, managers who, as the Kickstarters coming to an end, they're looking at it now, looking in hindsight, saying, oh, should I have bothered? Should I have tried? Do I really want a graduate? And will they be able to bring the skills that I'm looking for? And you see that all the time, don't you?
Yeah, there's so many graduates these days. I've known loads of friends, especially through COVID, who've done fantastically in their degrees, been published in magazines if you're in arts, and done a great sort of talk about some piece of tech they've made for computer science, and they're just not getting a chance in these industries. A lot of them do need to take a jump into sectors that are not familiar. Hospitality isn't particularly somewhere that I think. I have worked in hospitality in the past, but it's not particularly an area that I've got as much experience as Alison does in 25 years of plus of service in hospitality. But a lot of graduates have skills that can be transferable, and in my opinion, they are very quick to learn new things. So taking a chance on new people with these skills can be very beneficial.
And like you say, I've been in the industry over 30 years, but yeah, 25 years running businesses from basic to luxury brands. And it's quite interesting. I'm learning so much from you, and I'm gaining so much knowledge and experience and skills, techniques, etc., that I'm thinking, gosh, I mean, yesterday alone, I had all my tabs on the Google Drive and they all went down. They all completely, my Google search engine had completely went down. And I had about probably more than I should, which was probably about 30 open at the same time. And I was working on each element and they all disappeared. And Jay straight away said, oh, you just have to do this and it's cool. And it came back immediately and I went, oh, my God, that was a game changer for me straight away. So things like that, but other things as well.
Everyone's willing to learn, everyone's willing to educate, everyone can improve and everyone can contribute towards improving each other. And that's pretty much how any functional and well developing business should work.
Definitely. I mean, I've got other bigger things for you anyway, and you know that, but I want to ask you the question that I ask every interviewee on my Showcase Sunday, but I think it's really important that the hospitality industry, but every business owner who's watching this now and every business manager, what are the 5 tips for you as somebody coming into the industry straight away, but also for all your university colleagues and friends who literally have been ignored or passed by, etc.? What are the 5 tips that top tips that you would say to any business owner or manager now?
To business owners who are looking to hire people who've been through education, and for everyone, I'd say you need to think both about what and who you're hiring. So where will you be in 5 years, and where would you like to take an employee in 5 years? What skills would you like to see them develop in your business, and how will they be contributing to you, and what do you think they need to learn? So coming on to my second skill is, what have they learned in the past, and what could they learn with you? So how did they approach learning? University often teaches you how to self-teach and how to do that. It's probably the most important thing about university. It's not really relevant what you learn. It's more about that sort of HE6 level of education and applying your ability to analyze what you learn, structure your own, and create your own argument. With this knowledge, what can they learn? There might be ClickFunnels that I'm learning for Alison at the moment. I've never approached this. It's a very what you see is what you get website builder, but it's allowing me to implement something that's beneficial to the business. And because of my skills in web development, I can transfer that quite quickly, pick it up, and save a lot of time that Alison would have been using on herself, and I can apply that and free up that time. The other thing is, what is the workflow going to be? Most people I know don't know what they're going to be doing. What's the 9-5 of your job? You might post a job advert that has extremely vague terms saying they need to be organized, they need to do this, you need to have skills in this, this, and this. But what am I going to do? I've approached a lot of jobs where I'm reading and it's like, they've asked for a bunch of skills, but what do you want me to do? On a 9-5, what is my regular task? So obviously that brings to another point, communication. How will you be communicating? Are you communicating once a week and expecting to get everything you assign done? Or are you communicating on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis? It's important to know what you're doing, assign the project management, structure it, communicate regularly, and break down any tasks. And giving people what we discuss between us as a default task. So my default task is ClickFunnels. I, with ADHD, procrastinate a lot. So I like to have a separate task that when I get bored out of my mind at something, or it annoys me, I can go, I'll put that down for half an hour. I'll focus on something else. That way I'm always adding something. And most importantly, I think for a lot of people that have graduated, and just everyone in general, how will you support me? Where will I be developed? And what training and support will I have moving forward? How often can I access you? Is there any way that I can't speak to you or any times? And if I reach out to you, what's the best channels? Bring back to communication. It's so important to be able to have that sort of rapport and collaboration more than anything. And ultimately, again, back to one of my earlier points, take a chance on most people, employees. Most people are willing to learn and improve if you offer the proper support.
Brilliant. And it's so true. It is so true. It's actually quite scary how many people don't do that. I mean, I've got a massive, I've been doing this for training people for the last 30 years now. And obviously the training academy came off the back of that because I saw so many people in the industry not being trained, and straight away, without a thought, anybody who comes into my business, you're not allowed to even come into my business until you've got the induction completed, which is like knowing everything about my brand, a total introduction to me, even though you'd already met me. It was a full induction about everything about the history, the future, the present, the future, and what we're going for, what we've gone through, and the journey, and what is continually going forward. And I don't see that often enough in many other areas, not just in the hospitality industry, but I know you're on a Kickstarter scheme, and I've invested in getting you extra training as well with social media, digital marketing. And you're finding that on there, aren't you, that people aren't necessarily getting the
quite a diversity. Yeah, there's quite a diversity of people on the Kickstarter. Obviously, you're going to make your own interviews, decide who you want to bring on, but everyone there has the skills to be improved. And if you're willing to nurture those skills, they'll be able to help you contribute to your business and learn skills that you might not want to. You, like Alison, you might not want to sit there and go, is TikTok something for me? is it going to actually be beneficial to my brand, or is it just stupid dances? The answer is no. There is a lot of business functionality behind that and short benefit areas. But do you want to sit there and understand something when you could be contributing to helping your clients? A lot of these people can learn this very fast, and letting them have and build their own confidence in these areas will help them.
As you can see, Jay knows me very well in a very short space of time. But yes, that was my first comment when you mentioned TikTok. I went, hey up, hold on a minute. However, you're right, and it allows, which is the next question, examples of how we help the industry save time and money. You've helped me save money in the first week because I invested on the top level of ClickFunnels. For example, that's just one of the programs that I'm using for one of my clients as well as myself. And yes, I mean, straight away I thought you needed every toy that you could possibly have for it because you were learning it. And when in all necessity, you came back to me and said, hold on, Alison, I don't need the top level. I only need this right now until we get to that level. So straight away saved me £200 a month, for crying out loud.
We're willing to invest in your employees. I came to you straight away and went, I'd like work equipment. I said, I think a laptop would be great. Set me up with a laptop straight away, sorted out all of my programs and functionality. And for me, that's great. I've got my work laptop and I've got my personal stuff. It's nice separation. But in the same way with ClickFunnels, it's better to give the platform to your employee to go, okay, we've reached this point with a product. It's better now, but we invest in this and it should, allow us to develop these. And if they're not capable of making the cost benefit analysis for it, you yourself can look into it and go, looked into it, I don't think we're going to get the money out of it. We'll just work with what we've got. But if they can do that and go, you pay £100 here, we're going to make an extra £1,000 a month, 900 net profit. It's a no-brainer. Everyone's going to invest. But allow your employee and encourage your employee to come to you with an approach to what you should invest in the business. Let them contribute to what they want and need to help their job improve.
That's so important, and I say this so regularly to clients and anybody who asks me about employment whatsoever. Empowering people is the biggest gift that you can give your own organization, because they'll see things on the front line or in their role and responsibilities of their job that you won't see, and they'll pick up things that you won't be concentrating on, which actually has a massive positive effect every single day. And I see that. So if someone was sat here on the fence, Jay, going, what is this Kickstarter all about? And why should we bother? It's a lot of hassle, a lot of forms filling in. And then we've got to do this, and we've got to make sure this is right. What would you say? I straight away say it's a no-brainer, because I've got an employee in my local community who I know straight away that you've got a massive future with AJ Lakes, because I've got you with your knowledge and experience that potentially can be transferred into the new arm of AJ Lakes, which is the AJ Lakes Virtual Immersive Program, Creating Outstanding Results, AJ Lakes VIP, which is a virtual reality training. So I know that's something exciting that's coming on board. It's already got some levels. But what would you say to anybody sitting on the fence thinking, is it for me?
Well, ultimately, you don't know what you're going to get. That is a risk that you're going to take. But there are a lot of skilled people out there. A lot of people can learn these things. The Kickstarter program provides great support to anyone, regardless of skill level. Me, I'm quite social media inept, but I'm learning very fast with the course. They're very good. They're very, very supportive, and they offer a great amount. There's lots of different Kickstarters out there for different types of Kickstarters you want. Some might be social media focused. Some might be more organization or admin focused, but all of them can provide great training. And if you yourself want to invest in them, they can help train. The other aspect I'd say is that the Kickstarters can always learn. They can contribute to the business in very quick, very efficient ways. And on top of that, you're helping people that otherwise wouldn't have a chance to begin a career path. And if nobody begins career paths, then there is no future in jobs and employment.
That's true. And I'm going to ask the same question again, but to your colleagues and friends who are in the situation that you were, and then, you know, we obviously had an interview and straight away it was a no-brainer. But you've got lots of people out there, your colleagues and friends who are sat there, probably not got somewhere to go right now. And yet I know our industry is screaming for staff, but it's, what would you say to them? But I'm going to add another element here for the business managers and owners, that got to change, guys, because, you know, your college grads, your university grads, your the people coming up through the ranks are wanting more than just go and do this or just go and do that. So that's just a little highlight and a warning there for anybody who thinks it's just a get rich quick scheme. It's not, is it? So what would you say to your colleagues and your friends?
A few things to tackle it. So with my generation, I'm 24 now, we were forced to go into some level of higher education, be it A levels or college, which means that we got a higher approach to learning. And most people I know, they want to learn. Everyone wants to learn. Kickstarters are great for that. But a big thing at the moment, and I won't get too much into it because of how politically charged, is wage inequality. Wages is something that I know the vast majority of people my age really suffer with. They want to move on with their lives. They want to begin creating security for themselves. They might not have the skills or experience yet to be able to set themselves up on their own, and they might not be able to contribute to a business entirely on their own. But they want to have a way of progression to get to that point where they can, you know, have the money to afford their own house. And providing them a pathway to train, whether it be with you or whether they eventually move on to a new employer, it's great. They're probably going to be able to contribute great to your business. You're going to learn something. And what I'd say is try and help get them to document the processes they do. So whether you move on to a new employee or stick with them, you can help them move that workflow more efficiently. But it's just great to allow them the pressure, allow them to create their own lives as well, give them the personal time. But I work 25 hours a week with my contract with Alison at the moment. In the same time, I do my own personal training at present. I do my own personal training on other things that I'm interested in, and it's just great to be able to take the time both in my employment to learn and contribute, and both my own time. Everyone wants to develop themselves, and if you allow that platform, they will, and they'll improve greatly and respect you both ways.
And would you recommend somebody going through the process as as one of your colleagues and friends?
Yeah, it's pretty no-brainer. If you're in a position where you're still struggling for work and you've not found yourself a direction, drive, control, or some source of income that you're happy with, the Kickstarter offers you a great opportunity. You do need to access it before you're 25, which is a big stipulation that I know a few people of my friends that are a little bit older are a bit upset they can't access Kickstarter. They're really excited to join. I was speaking to someone a couple of days ago about it. And he's like, well, I'm 28, I can't join. So these opportunities, I wish I could take them. It's a big shame that there is a limit, but those people that are younger, they're hungry and they want to get started. They want to learn, they want to contribute something.
Could be actually that your 28-year-old friend could go down the apprenticeship route.
Yes,
which would be a similar route actually.
There is support out there for people. It's just the Kickstart is a great opportunity and offers support to both the employer and the employee, which is why so many people jump on them at the moment.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I had to be convinced to be involved with the scheme. As much as I wanted to help and support, I just thought, gosh, have I got the time? But I was very glad then when I got to know somebody who said that they could train some element of my time, and all I had to do was invest and give the grant over to them, which I was very happy to do, because it was for me a no-brainer to get you the full all-rounded support and training.
The grant scheme Kickstarts seem great for a lot of people that don't have skills in a specific area you're employing. If you think your candidate is going to be capable of learning those skills, most likely graduates or college graduates or anyone at any level, whoever you interview, that's for you to assess. These training schemes will provide them with the skills, context, and most importantly, the support, the training group for the sort of 6 month period, for them to be able to learn in their own environment with, in some way, not hassling you. I don't have to post my questions on social media to you because you yourself might not have that knowledge. But these guys, they're experts in their field. They know what they're talking about. They can provide me the instructions and support that I need. And instead of the sort of grant that can be, I believe, spent on equipment, if your business doesn't want to sort of subsidize that for them, it can be spent on this training, which can most likely be more essential than purchasing a laptop for a new employee.
Yeah, I just went and bought you one. I just thought it was easier. But it is interesting. And I think, you know, if anybody wants more information on this, there is still time. You are against time, actually, if you're looking to have a Kickstarter. I think it's the end of this month.
The 1st of March.
1st of March, that it is the final deadline. But get in touch with your local DWP, but certainly get in touch with us, because we do know the people who has helped Jay with some of the training, who can actually fast track you through and work with the DWP as well. So it's certainly important. So the details, obviously you can scan me and you get the details there of how to get in touch with either myself or Jay. But have you got any other things that you want to add, Jay, or are you all good?
I think I've covered quite a lot here. If people need to go back and review anything that I've said from an employee's perspective, there's great information that I've hopefully given here. But I would say the biggest thing is be willing to take a chance on people. Again, most people are hungry. Most people want to succeed. Most people probably have similar drives to yourself. And if you're willing to give them a chance, support them and collaborate more than just provide them with a task, they're going to be able to help you and you're going to be able to help them. And both of you are going to be able to contribute something that hopefully will grow both your business and them as a person to the best that they can be.
Brilliant. And listen to them. It's really important. That communication both ways is so vital. You know, I've changed some of my elements of what I do in my business because Jay said, well, why are you doing it like that? Why did you? Oh, well, great idea. Let's just action it and see how it goes. And I think it's so important.
Criticism is always constructive, and being willing to learn is the greatest skill that anyone can have.
Massively. You're never too old to learn. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jay, for joining me on the Showcase Sunday. As always, it's here to help and support our hospitality, but also the business arena, the business industry, whatever that may be. It's really important. So may I wish you all a happy Sunday and a happy weekend. We will put our details at the end as well. And I might actually, I'll ask the company whether I can still put their details on the end as well about the Kickstarter training that I've actually had access to and invested in because I thought it was very, very important. So may I wish you a happy weekend, happy Sunday, and hopefully you've not been too bashed with the weather that's hit this weekend. It's been a bit windy and a bit different. So all the best. Thank you. Bye.